I feel like that a lot of people lose hope in our generation when it comes to marriage. I'm here to reassure y'all and let y'all know that baby, love lives and love is so beautiful. Think like a team. Oh hell no, this is not what I signed up for. In different seasons of life, things can pivot and things can really change. Baby, it's not gonna work.
In a side wind, straightforward, eyes on the climbing. On your side, no man at the climbing. Burning bitches in my third trimester. Shift eyes, they tell me you lying.
Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Simply Kee Samone. If you are new here, I want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I want to say welcome back. Welcome back to another video, girl. Today I'm doing a chit chat, get ready with me. And in the spirit of love month, in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I'm going to be sharing with you some marriage tips, just things that I've learned in the last 5 years that I've been married. Yeah, 5 years. My wedding anniversary is February 15th, and wow, it's just crazy that I have been married for 5 years. So if you want to know the tea on getting married, especially if you're in your 20s, if you want to know the tea on getting married and you just want to know some tips that I have just to, just to make sure, kind of on the right track, just some things that if you are already married or if you're thinking about getting married, just some things that I think that you should really know that have been very helpful for me, things that I have learned. And make sure that you stay tuned. Before we get started on this video, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up, girl. Make sure that you leave me a comment down below, and then also do not forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And then also go ahead and slide on over to Instagram, girl, and follow me there _Kee Samone. And yes, let's just go ahead and dive on into today's video. Y'all, I am so freaking excited for this video. Y'all, I can't believe that I'm about to have been married for 5 years next week. Today is Saturday, February 10th, so it's not our actual anniversary and it's not quite yet Valentine's Day, but we are gonna go ahead and celebrate early. For one, the event that we're going to is today, so might as well. We're gonna go see Xavier Omar in concert downtown. I'm super excited. And then we're gonna go to dinner at Blue Prime Steakhouse prior to that. On our actual day of our anniversary and weekend, we just want to kick it, so we're just gonna go ahead and get this done today. So for this video, I wanted to just kind of talk about marriage a little bit. I know that you all get to witness, me and my wife, and just the things we do, our dynamic and stuff like that, but I haven't dived too much into like tips on marriage or like what really goes on in marriage. I'm not sure if the majority of the women that watch me, if you're single, if you're dating, if you're in a relationship, or if you're married, but whatever stage that you're in, I really feel like that these tips can help you, and just to put some things into perspective, things that you may want to keep in mind stepping into marriage, or if you're already married. So yeah, we just go ahead and get into it. I put some things down in my iPad, so we gonna go ahead and get it, girl. And now y'all know I haven't done a chit chat get ready with me in a long time. And also, if y'all are new here, you gotta make sure these under eyes was good, honey, because school been having me stressed. But anywho, I'm gonna try to stay on topic and not talk y'all head off like I normally do. If you're new here, I want to go ahead and just kind of give a backstory first before I get into the tips, because if this is the first time that you're seeing me and you just clicked on this video because you are interested in marriage tips, then you may want like a quick little backstory, just a rundown of what my, I guess, story leading up to marriage looks like. So I am currently 30 years old. I just turned 30 in October, and October 2023, I just turned 30. So I have been married for 5 years next week to my beautiful and loving wife, Naima. So we met while we were active duty in the Army, and we basically fell in love. We definitely got married super quick. When I met her, I was in a relationship. and then we became friends, but you know, just friends from a distance. Or I guess maybe I should say associates, not necessarily friends, but we became associates. And then by the time that I was out of my relationship and out on the market, ready to mingle, she was there and swooped on in, okay? We officially started dating in August. It was the end of August, beginning of September of 2018, and we got married February 15th, 2019. Wow, super quick, super fast, right? We just knew. We really knew, and we were in love, and we both felt ready, and we both felt like that it was the right move for us. And yeah, we tied the knot, so here we are. That was just a very quick and short backstory, but if you want like a more in-depth backstory just of like our love story, how we met, you know, her perspective, my perspective, make sure you leave that down in the comments below. Yeah, we have been married for 5 years now, which is really freaking insane when I think about it, because I feel like we've been married for 10 years. I don't know why it seems like it's so long, and not in a bad way, like the time has dragged on, but I just feel like I'm so much more connected to her than I feel like I should be after knowing someone for 6 years and then having been married for 5 years. Like, I don't know, it just feels like that we've been married for 10 years, honestly. It feels like we should have some kids already. It really was on me to come to y'all and just kind of give y'all just some, I don't know, just some tips, because I feel like we have a lot of friends that tell us we relationship goals. People on social media tell us that we're relationship goals, but not just people that don't really know us, or not just surface level people, but the people that's actually behind the scenes, that know us, that's locked in with us, like that know us. Even they say that. And I honestly feel like some people's perspectives and thoughts when it comes to relationship goals, they think that a lot of stuff is fake, or they think that people, you know, pretend to be perfect or things like that. And to be honest, it's perfectly normal and definitely realistic for people to have a successful marriage. And I feel like in this day and time, our generation, honey, if you're curious as to anything that I'm using like on my skin or stuff like that, everything's gonna be linked down below. But yeah, I feel like that a lot of people lose hope in our generation when it comes to marriage, when it comes to relationships. And I'm here to reassure y'all and let y'all know that, baby, love lives, and love is so beautiful. Like, it is so beautiful to be in love, to have love, to share love. And I really hate that some people get hurt and they forget how beautiful love can be. Because just because you get hurt once, like, that does not mean that love is dead for you. That does not mean that you should lose hope. And also, if you are already married and, you know, you already have found your love, if you feel like that is fading away, that there's hope for you as well. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I feel like that was a very hefty, actually let me zoom y'all in just a little bit more. I feel like y'all are so far away. And first of all, this is my new lens, one of my gifts that my baby got me for our anniversary. So super happy. I finally have a wide angle lens, y'all. It's gonna elevate the content. All right, but anywho, let's just go ahead and dive into the tips, girl. Tip number 1, don't get married if you don't feel ready, no matter how in love you are. Do not do it. I promise you, do not do it. We were together for about 6.5, 7 months before we got married. And I know that that's really quick, but we were definitely ready. We were in love and we were ready. There's a difference in between being in love and being ready. And I say that because you can love someone, and especially in your 20s, because like I said, I'm 30 now, so I got married when I was 25. And not everybody is ready for that. I'm just gonna be very honest. Not everybody is ready to get married in their 20s. So you could meet someone, fall in love, be like super smitten, and just feel like, yeah, this is my person. Like, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. But And when you take yourself and your person out of the definition of marriage and what marriage is, and you actually think about what it all entails, are you ready for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you ready to have someone with you the rest of your life and be committed to them? Are you willing to accept their flaws? Are you willing to, be there through thick and thin? Are you really ready to be there for, in sickness and health and till death do you part? Because let's be honest, people, we're all human beings. Nobody is perfect. Things are going to change. Seasons are going to change. The love that y'all have for each other right now is going to change. It's going to grow. It's going to evolve. You two as individual people are going to change and evolve. Have you experienced everything that you wanted to experience as a single person yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you tried different things yet? Have you traveled different things yet? Like, have you experimented, in different ways, not just sexually, but have you just experimented and feel like that you've experienced what you need to experience? And also, that can also go for career as well, career or education, traveling, doing things with friends. Like, have you experienced, or do you feel like you've done everything that you've wanted to do? And I really say this because I feel like a lot of people, they only take marriage for face value, how they feel about the person that they're with, and not what it really means to be married to this person. I'm hoping that I'm making sense. You really have to think about whether you're ready for the concept of marriage or if you're just in love with that person. So definitely sit back and ask yourself that. Have I done everything that I wanted to do? Do I have any doubts in my mind about marriage? If you can answer the majority of those two questions and be like, you know what, I'm good, or anything that I've just covered, like, I'm good, then good, you got it. But if you're in love with the person, but you're still like, dang, like, am I making the right move? If you have any question, doubt in your mind, any thought about anything, you may need to rethink getting married, okay? Being in love is not enough. You have got to be ready to commit. You have got to be ready to go through the ups and the downs. And you also have to feel like that this person is going to complete you in every way possible, in every way, shape, or form. Like, not complete you as in like you're not whole without them, but just knowing that for you, they are it. You don't need anybody else. You don't want to try nothing else. You don't want to do nothing else. Now, if y'all want to do something together, cool. But like, just as you, as a whole, as a person, like, are you good to go? You've checked off every box. You've checked off everything in your bucket list. You've done the self-work, and you know that you're ready to lock in. You really have to ask yourself that, because being in love is not enough. You can know that somebody is your person. You can know that somebody is your soulmate. But if you're not ready for marriage, baby, you might want to take a step back, reevaluate, okay? Tip number 2, you are a team, make decisions accordingly. Once you get married, in which we all know, the normal stuff, like, oh, before making major purchases, I need to call my wife, you know what I'm saying? Or anything that could possibly change the dynamic of our lives, or anything that could possibly affect your partner, you need to remember at the end of the day that y'all are a team. And I feel like that there are a lot of people that are in marriages but they're not part of a team. Like, you're married to someone, but you're not acting like you are a team. You are not taking into consideration that every action that you have, every thought that you have, anything that you want to do in life, it is going to affect your partner. It's going to affect your marriage. Like, if there's something that you want to purchase and it costs $50,000, it's probably best that you let your spouse know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there are a lot of people that are like, it's my money, whatever. And not everybody has, like, joint finances in marriage, and that's fine. You don't have to have joint finances, but if it's something that could severely impact both of you, then you definitely want to make sure that you are consulting with them. Every decision that you make, it can potentially affect your partner. And if you do not see each other as a team, or if you do not act as if you two are on the same team, you're constantly going to be bumping heads. You're not going to be in agreement with stuff. And it's just gonna make a lot of things way harder than what it really needs to be, honestly. I kind of already gave an example with like purchasing things, but let's give an example of just something simple, right? So let's say that you and your spouse, y'all have mutual friend groups, right? So let's say that one of you talks to someone in the friend group and they invite you to an event. Your spouse is not around to acknowledge or make a decision on said event. And you are like, heck yeah, like we would love to go, you know, that's no problem. That's something that you want to do. You're excited for it. And you go ahead and you accept and just be like, yeah, we'll be there. Then you turn around and you talk to your partner and they are like, nah, you know, I'm not feeling it. And this is like later on down the line. You talk to your partner and they're like, you know what, nah, I'm not really feeling it. I kind of got a lot of stuff on my mind, or, you know, I have some things that I want to get done, or, you know, whatever. You have just made a decision for the both of you. And you get upset that they're saying like, why didn't you talk to me? Like, why didn't you say something to me? And they're thinking in their head, you know, it's not a big deal. Like, we have mutual, like, this is our mutual friend group. I thought it was gonna be cool. Something as small as that can start to make rifts in your relationship. And again, in the moment, you might not think about it. It might be something small. And I just made up some random whatever, just something that would probably normally be looked at as like, nah, like they wouldn't be mad at this. Something as small as that can really cause a disturbance in y'all's marriage, in y'all's flow. Decisions should be made together. Even if somebody does approach both of you and say, you know, hey, do y'all want to do this? Honestly, my personal thing is, I think that we should talk to each other about it. Like, we should talk to each other about it on our own. You know what I'm saying? Without an audience. Like, anything that we're going to do together, we need to talk about it together, okay? Whoa, that is a lot of freaking blush. Hold on, y'all. Let me do my little smile and get this blush together, honey, because clearly I cannot talk and make sure that my blush is good. All right, y'all, so we got our blush situated. I have been liking to go a little overboard on the blush, because like once I put on my powder and stuff, it's gonna like get kind of faded out. But I've really been feeling blush. But like I was saying, you definitely want to keep in mind that you're a team, make decisions as a team, move as a team. Even if you think that is something small and you think that is something that would not affect your partner, just double check, you know what I'm saying? Because even if it's not, you kind of know what your partner values. You know what your partner thinks is important. You know what's important to them, as far as whether it be personal time or finances, or you just know what your partner values in life. So the things that your partner values, you want to make sure that if it's something that will affect that you just check with them first. And then that also goes for like any type of like life moves. Work as a team, okay? When it comes to day-to-day, when it comes to, you know, major things that are gonna be long-term for y'all, whatever it may be, think like a team. If you've ever been on a sports team, they work together, they plan together, they execute together, they win together. And that's what's going to happen in your marriage. You are a team, okay? Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. Do you think the two teams that went to the Super Bowl got there by making decisions and, you know, just acting alone? No, they worked as a team. They, like I said, they plan together, they execute together, they win together. Period. Okay, so next up on the list, remember that in every season of your marriage, roles may fluctuate. Don't be resistant to that. This doesn't just go for same-sex marriages or anything like that. This is for anyone. So for example, if a man and a woman get married and the man is the main provider, he's making sure that the major bills are paid. He is making sure that the yard work is done. He's making sure that the car is taken care of. He's making sure that basically that all the major things the woman doesn't have to worry about, right? Let's say you get married and that's the case. That's how your marriage dynamic is. So let's say later on down the line, he's reached a point in his career where he feels like, he wants to change, or he wants to elevate, or he wants to do something different. And he comes to you and he tells you like, hey babe, I think I want to go back to school. I want to get my master's degree. I want to go back full time. So I think that I might quit my job and go back to school, right? That's going to present a different dynamic, because back when you first got married, he was taking care of all the major bills, working, providing all of these things. But now he's taking a back seat because, temporarily he's going to go back to school so that he can do, ultimately do more for you all. And so this represents a different role dynamic. And someone who would be resistant to that, you as the wife, you would be like, dang, like, I haven't had to make sure that, the bills were paid before. Like, I've never had to, take half the responsibility to make sure that this, that, and the third is done. Like, making sure that things are moving accordingly and moving swiftly, like how your husband did at one point in time, right? So now that's on you. And now you have to pivot, and you have to, Lord, not that just squirted on my face like that. Child, why? And it's funny because I'm doing this step out of order. So y'all, let's hope that I do not jack my makeup up. Oh my God. Let's pray, okay? Let's pray. But anywho, now it's on you to accept and pivot and help your husband out in the way that he now needs to be helped, which basically is, whether that means that you contribute more to the bills, or whether that means that you now have to get a job if you didn't have one, for the time being, just to make sure that everything is taken care of properly. That could mean a lot of different things. That could mean like a complete lifestyle switch, temporarily for you. And you cannot be resistant to that. You have to look at the bigger picture, and you have to know that in different seasons of life, things can pivot and things can really change. And if you, again, going back to being a team member, like if you want to be a team and you know that ultimately your partner has the best intentions for you and something that they're doing right now is going to benefit you, you have to be able to take yourself out of that one-track mindset and not be resistant to change to help support the new dynamic of what your day-to-day is going to look like. This could also, go for, let's say if your spouse got into a wreck and, they need to get back on their feet. They're hurt. They can't really work. And now you are taking up all of the responsibilities, that they did. And it doesn't have to necessarily be financially. It could be like around the house. Maybe you didn't have to cook before, and now you have to cook. Maybe you didn't have to drop the kids off at school before, and now you have to drop the kids off at school. Maybe you're not used to cutting the grass or taking out the trash, and now you have to do those things. Like, to some, they would be like, oh, hell no, this is not what I signed up for. But baby, you signed up for marriage. You signed up for better or for worse. You signed up for in the good times and the bad, in the easy times and the bad. You know what I'm saying? So keep in mind that throughout the seasons of your marriage, things are going to change. The dynamic is going to change at some capacity in some point in time. Nothing is ever going to remain the same, always stay the same. And you have to be okay with that. You have to know that in your mind, you have to pick up your slack at some point in time. Sometimes it's going to be 80-20, sometimes it's going to be 60-40, sometimes it's going to be 10-90, you know what I'm saying? And you have to be okay with that. You have to know that without a shadow of a doubt, that you're going to be able to pivot when you need to pivot. Now, I'm not saying that major changes like this is going to come all the time, but I'm just saying that it's possible. It's possible for you to have to pivot in some major way in life at some point in time. All right, we are moving right along. I feel like that was pretty self-explanatory. I mean, that was kind of like a short, I guess a short, semi-short explanation, but I mean, it kind of speaks for itself. Like, do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do for you and yours. That's basically what it boils down to. Be ready and willing to make the sacrifice if need be. Okay, so privacy is the best policy. You are married to each other, not your family and friends. Y'all, this has got to be one of my favorite things on this list, okay? Because me and my baby, we're locked in, okay? We are very much so locked in. This means that, you know, whenever y'all have issues, whenever y'all have arguments, whenever y'all have this, that, and the third, everybody do not need to know what y'all got going on, okay? If y'all are making, you know, major purchases or major plans to do certain things, you do not have to announce that to everybody. Like, people will find out whenever, you know, it's time for them to find out, and that's just that. And whenever you're, let's say, it don't necessarily ever have to be anything negative. If y'all are planning to buy a house, if y'all are planning to move, if y'all are planning to go ahead and start your family, like different things like that, everybody does not need to know. If your partner, you know, messes up and does something, you know, you don't have to reach out and vent to everybody about what it is that's going on in your life or in your marriage. Like, you don't have to always call the single homegirl that you have and ask them for advice when they are not even married to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Are they in like a committed relationship? And I'm not saying that you cannot confide in your friends or you can't, you know, just like little things, but there should not be one person that knows the complete ins and outs of your entire marriage. Like, it's just really not healthy. Let's say that you do get into an argument with your spouse or they do something that you did not like. Hold on one second, y'all. I be seeing what the girls be talking about when they be like, I can't do my eyebrows on camera. That's because we be trying not to make ourselves look like a complete clown. But let's just say that your spouse does something that, you know, was less than favorable. You know, it pissed you off. It really got under your skin. And you want to vent to your friend about it. You know you, right? And you know that this is something that you're going to get over. Even if in the moment you feel like you're not going to get over it, let's say you do get over it, right? Then, you know, one day you're talking to your friend and you're like, yeah, me and my baby, we're getting ready to go on date night, blah, blah, blah. And your friend is over here like, oh, I thought such and such did this. Like, I thought such and such did that. Oh, y'all about to go on a date? Yeah, we are. That's my baby. That's my wife. That's my husband. Like, yeah, we are. So you have to remember that your friends and your family, they are always going to remember the negative more than they remember the positive. And I know that that really sucks. And I know that that really, you know, is like, why would that be on the forefront of their mind, the negative stuff of my spouse? But you have to remember that these people really love you. You know, these people love you in a non-romantic way. So they are very much so protective of you, your friends, your family, all of that. And they want the best for you. And they may mean, you know, well in the moment, But at the same time, baby, they're not going to forget and forgive like you will. They are not going to forget and forgive the things that your spouse does to you, you know, maybe when they're just being out of character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be something that they always do or something that, you know, really defines them as a person. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we're all human. We all make mistakes. You know, we're going to do things sometimes and we're going to be like, why the heck would I do that? Like, and once you realize that, or once your partner realizes that, and y'all kiss and make up and y'all forgive, forget, and move on, your friends and your family, they're still stuck on what it is that they did. And so you have to realize that it's not up to them to forgive. It's not for them to make the decision on whether you should forgive or whether you should move on. You're married to your partner. You need to discuss those things with your partner, because at the end of the day, once it's all said and done, once the situation is over with, that's who you're going to be with. That's who you're going to be making amends with. That's who you're going to be following up with, following through with. You know what I'm saying? Not your friends, not your family. And I'm not saying that you can't have trusted counsel, but if you need to, go get a marriage therapist. Go get a marriage therapist and someone who you both can confide in, that you know that the secret details of your marriage is not going to leave, you know, that room. So you just have to know and be mindful of when to say certain things, when to not say certain things, and when to, you know, just keep it here. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, so we almost done with this list, and I need to really speed it up and pick it up because, baby, we is not trying to be late. So after a really hard argument, remember your partner's true character and heart. So this, I think I'm really speaking to our current generation right now, because they're so quick to say, you know, F this person, F that person, I don't need anybody, I could drop you, you know, in a second, drop you real quick. Like, they be ready to just give up. And my whole thing is, after you get into an argument with your partner, because I mean, it's gonna happen, and no relationship is perfect. If you're getting into arguments, that's just what it is. Now, I'm not talking about just arguing, you know, over whatever stupid stuff and y'all just really are not seeing eye to eye. I'm just saying, like, when y'all have arguments and those times where you really feel like that your partner hurt your feelings, and you know, you're sitting after the argument and you're really thinking like, dang, like, this my person really hurt my feelings, like, tragedy. My person really hurt my feelings, like, I'm feeling some type of way. You really have to remember, you really have to remember your partner's heart and your partner's character. So whenever you are having an argument, you have to remember that not only you are heightened and not only your feelings are hurt, but 9 times out of 10, the other person, their feelings are heightened and their feelings are hurt as well, which is why they say and do hurtful things. I'm pretty sure there are times where you have been mad or you have been upset and you've said something, you know, out of the way, or maybe you don't do that, but you really have to give your partner grace, especially if they are, you know, overly upset about something, or if they are feeling some type of way in that moment. Sometimes stuff just comes out, but you really do have to remember, what is this person's character? Do I know that they really mean what it is that they're saying, or are they just saying this because it's hurtful in the moment? And I get it. It's like, if you know, don't mean it, why would you say it in the first place, type of thing. But you also have to remember, they are human. Your partner is human. They're mad and they want to say and do something that is going to make them feel better in the moment. And you have to really remember that. And as long as they come back and they apologize and, you know, they make amends, and, you know, you communicate with them like, hey, like, that really wasn't cool. I really just don't, you really hurt my feelings. And if they're receptive to that and they see that and they know that, because 9 times out of 10, they already know, as soon as it leaves their mouth, they already know that they said something that just really, like, crossed the line. Like, they already be knowing. So 9 times out of 10, You're not telling them something that they don't know. And as long as they are putting in the effort to make sure to make it up to you, apologize to you, acknowledging what they did and not doing it again, you really have to give them grace and know that they did not mean that, and that's not their true character. In the moment, just like any other human being, they were upset and they were in their feelings, and they, you know, something came out that they didn't mean, and that's okay. You really have to accept the fact that your person is not going to be perfect 24/7. You're not even going to be perfect 24/7. And if you expect them to give you grace and forgive you, you have to do the same exact thing. You have to remember their heart, and you have to remember where they're coming from and how they truly feel about you. How do they treat you on a normal basis? Is this consistent with the beautiful life that you have built together, or is this something that we're just going through in the moment, something that they just said in the moment, and something that they really don't mean? You have to remember their heart, you have to remember their character, and you have to put things into perspective. Look at the bigger picture, take yourself out of that situation for a moment and really think about, you know, what is really happening here. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to put in the time. I'm willing to also do the work on myself to know that this feeling is temporary and we're going to get back to where we need to be after this. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with my makeup. I just have to do like my lip liner and my lip gloss and then put my dress on. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into this last tip and take down this hair. The last tip is marriage is work, but not hard, as long as both people choose each other and choose to do the work. Y'all, I know y'all always hear, you know, marriage is work, marriage is hard. Marriage is work, but it's not hard. The only time that marriage is hard is when there are two people that are not on the same page, two people that's not putting in the same amount of work, two people that's not trying to be a part of the team. That's when marriage is hard. And then that's when you really have to question, am I even married to the right person? Do I even need to be married anymore? Those are the times when marriage is hard. When you wake up and you choose to love the person that you're with, when you wake up and you make the decision every single day to continue to pursue the love that you committed yourself to, things are not that hard, because again, you take yourself out of whatever present moment and whatever present issues that you have going on, and you acknowledge the fact that, hey, at the end of the day, I love this person. What do we need to do to get back right to where we are? You know what I'm saying? You have to take ego out of it. You have to take pride out of it. And that's another thing. When you're married, ego and pride and just, you know, just not wanting to admit that you're wrong and not wanting to be vulnerable, all of those things go out of the window. If you're not ready to, you know, swallow your pride and just, you know, be your bare naked and true self and be humble in the fact that you are not perfect yourself, baby, it's not gonna work. You have got to put in that work and make the conscious choice every single day that I'm going to choose this marriage, I'm going to choose this person, and that's just that. Nothing else really matters. Once you do that, I promise you, life is gonna get so much easier, okay? I'm just telling you, okay? You really have to be part of a team. You really have to set aside the fact that, you know, you just want to one up the other person, that you want to be right all the time, that you want to just, you know, be the winner, be right, win. There is no winners in marriage. Y'all won each other. So now y'all work together. You know what I'm saying? Work together. Commit to continue to put in the work that y'all promised for each other. And life is gonna be easy. Now, I'm not saying that y'all won't go through any rough patches. Y'all, like I said, you will have to do the work. But once you choose to do the work and you see that, you know, it's all worth it, then that's when things don't seem so bad. That's when the hardships don't seem so bad, because you know you have someone that is going to choose you every single time and do the work with you to get through those tough times. I promise you, I promise you. Marriage is not, it can be a scary thing, but that's only because you're going through things that you haven't experienced yet. But I promise you, once you both choose to put in that work and just continue to love on each other and be there for each other through every phase of life, then you definitely got it. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and relay my edges, go ahead and get dressed so I can show you all the finished look. And yeah, I'm gonna be right back, y'all. Okay, beautiful people, so that about wraps up this video. I am fully dressed now and I am ready for my date night out with my baby to celebrate our anniversary and also to celebrate Valentine's Day. I hope that these tips that I shared today were helpful for you and helped you in some way. If it did, then definitely let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below, and then also do not forget to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, girl. Turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And then also go ahead and slide on over to Instagram, girl, and follow me there at _Kee Samone. And yes, I will post some clips of my outfit, but baby, the dress is dressing. I know y'all can't really see right now, but the dress is dressing, okay? So I'll be sure to show y'all some clips of my dress. But yes, I hope that you all have enjoyed your Valentine's Day, or just whatever you're doing. If you're doing something alone, if you're doing something with your loved one, or if you are married, make sure that you keep some of these things in mind and just moving forward. So thank you so much for sharing space with me today, and I will just see you all in my next one.
Chasing the rewind, hey, done. I need more.